Back at our 6 ABC studios in Philadelphia, welcome to our Union post-match show with club legend Sebastian Latou. I'm Dave Leno, and for the second consecutive game, Sebastian, Quinn Sullivan brings the intensity. We did the game on radio on Thursday night. He had 3 chances at goal, but Buglese was great in that game to preserve that win for Orlando. But tonight comes on the 75th minute and leads to the Shabilko goal, which was the equalizer this evening.
Yes, it's great for the future, I think, to have Sullivan, playing at this level right now, coming off the bench, bringing something again tonight, with his good cross for Shabilko goal. It's great to see that now, we can have him coming on the bench. He gives probably lots of now RD to Jim Curtin to not wait too long, to put him in the game, because you can see he can make a lot of difference.
The subs did make a difference in this game. Also, when Sergio Santos came on at around the 62nd minute. When Sergio came on for Jamiro Montero, JP and Danny documented this, and rightfully so. Miro rarely comes out in games. He's a full 90-minute player. What did you think of that decision by Jim Curtin? Was it something that had to be done in this game to bring on Santos?
I mean, it was a good move from the coach, because Jamiro was playing very low, so you can see that Shabilko and Gazdag was a lot by himself. In the second half, when Jamiro came off and Santos came in the game, he was taking a lot of space, with lots of run, and like said Danny during the broadcast, the defense really stretched, and it was a lot of space between the line, and it was easier after to have Martinez finding the pass between the line to Gazdag, who have a good position and create lots of opportunity for the team. So it was a good move from the coaching staff.
We have to give credit to Inter Miami and Phil Neville's team. Defensively, I thought tactically they were brilliant. They had a nice block of 8, and similar to the game on April 24th, they sat back and countered. But that block of 8, that organization out of the back in front of Marsman, why was that so successful? And the Union had that inability to break through vertically against Miami.
I think the fact that just the Union, I think the level they played tonight was not maybe their best. Again, they were a bit too slow. There was too much time for Miami to come back and really put those two lines, the block. And you can see they were good going left to right with a long ball from Glesnes and Elliott, but crossing, they have all the numbers in the midfield. So it was kind of like nice to see with Santos coming in the game, those long balls really open the defense, and after it's where they are able to play and put the ball through the line, through Gazdag, through Sullivan who came in the game, and Maglin, and you can see that some good opportunity came out of that.
I think big picture, Seba, some Union fans out there may be scratching their heads because now this team has only won a meager 2 out of the last 8. For you, what are some of the big glaring problems for the Union, in particular in the transition moments into the final third for the club?
It just, I think, when they play away, we can see first a little problem with the starting the game. They give a goal early sometimes. Tonight they give a goal at the 70 minutes, but still, like say JP in a broadcast, when they have not the lead in the game, they don't get the win, and they need to change that. I think for the rest of the season, that even if they got a goal against them, they can come back and win the game.
And to exemplify your point, for back-to-back games, the kids at the end, at 17 years old, Sullivan, Jack McGlynn in this particular game, making a difference at the tail end of this one. Speaking of Sullivan, let me go back to him. He scores in his first MLS start in that Chicago game off that bicycle. Does it warrant, perhaps, another start for Sullivan moving forward?
I would love to see it, especially playing at home. He scored away, but when you play at home, it's a different, feeling. And I think he deserved it from all what he did coming on the game, the past game and this game. He's 17-year-old, it's very hard, for him, and he has a lot of pressure, but he really handled it very well, and his performance speaks by himself, on the field. So, if Jim Curtin have an issue or need, a bit more offensive player, because I think he brings something different than maybe an Ali Bedoya on the right side, it's something that he can look for and have him, starting a game at home.
Okay, so how do you get more support into the attack? Because that seems to be one of the big issues for this team. Gazdag has to play a second forward with Kacper Shabilko. I think the Union trying to put the most talented players out there. Miro comes back at the 10. You put Leon Flock on the left-hand side. But again, how is there more aid without Corey Burke right now, who's with the Gold Cup with Jamaica, along with Kacper and company, to get just some more bite and a minimum of 3 guys into the box moving forward? I
mean, it's just very difficult, just to be talking about the team you play against. Sometimes it has to do about the player you play against, because you want to, make sure, for example, tonight the Higuain don't have lots of balls, so you need, Flack, you need Martinez. We have more a defensive role in this team, but when you bring Sullivan, it's a different profile than a Flack on the left side, who can really attack the flank, Wagner, overlapping, and Flack, offensively is not maybe as good as Sullivan, but defensively, Flack is much better than Sullivan. So it's a lot about talking, with the coaching staff and knowing which best player, on the left, on the right, can play during the game.
All things considered, how this game worked out, a well-deserved road point for the Union. Good news, they'll be at home for the next 2 against Chicago and Toronto. On the other side, we'll have our full match highlights. It's a 1-1 result down in Fort Lauderdale.